That's right.
Yeah. Welcome to the Panle Podcast. I am your host, Swill. It's been a while, but we back at it. We got a great show lined up for you guys today. Before you do anything, go ahead, like, subscribe, all the things. Show us love on TikTok. Show us love on YouTube. We are this close away from getting to 500 subscribers on YouTube, which is really awesome. So if you guys can help us out there, that would be greatly appreciated. Throw us some suggestions of things that you guys like to see, things you guys like us to talk about. And yeah, we'll get right into it. Thank you, Coach Dre, for putting this together. We'll jump right into it. Yesterday was, if you're watching this, I guess it was a couple days ago, Juneteenth. Do you guys know the history of Juneteenth?
I do.
Go ahead, give it to us.
So basically, I mean, and to put it in like a short term, we know that the proclamation, they say so, it freed the slaves, but it went into probably like 2 years later where slaves in Galveston, Texas, they didn't know that they was free. They didn't know that slaves were free.
They didn't believe them.
And they had to come in and
they had an iPhone.
You was free.
They was like, this niggas is acting free in Houston. You gonna be the only niggas not free?
They had no iPhone.
You know, hey,
those were some stubborn niggas.
I just ran the old Jim Bob up over there in Dallas. In Dallas over there, they told me they Negroes was free. What's going on
Man,
around?
walking all around and carrying on.
Right. And you assumed you wasn't free. I wasn't gonna tell you was. Keep working for me.
Right. So basically, that's the history. Like, you know, 2 years later, they found out that they were free. I'm looking like, damn, 2 years.
Damn, I would hate to be one of them niggas. The last of them niggas.
It just became a national holiday, so you shouldn't be working on that day.
Right. Was it Biden is the one that made a national holiday, Juneteenth, and Trump is trying to take it the fuck away.
So we traded George Floyd for Juneteenth.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Do you guys like actually celebrate the day, or is it just like a observation like Memorial Day? Is it a 4th of July holiday, or is it like a Memorial Day holiday?
For me, man, the only holidays I celebrate is the 4th of July and Christmas. Mm-hmm. Everything else, I just enjoy being off pay from work.
When you celebrate the 4th of July, are you celebrating the actual holiday, or are you just like, it's the 4th of July, I'm off, we gonna get it popping?
It's the 4th of July, I'm off, and you know, everybody else off, and family is in town, you know, that type of thing.
I look at the 4th of July like I don't celebrate independence when I celebrate the 4th. It's just a gathering of friends and family.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And it just began to be tradition.
Yeah.
Not really, like, people don't really like, oh, it was the day we got independence. Niggas don't give a fuck about
Ain't no
that
flags
shit.
around
It's
the
the
house.
man who grilling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Who got
throw something on the grill.
Who got, you know,
like, that's what it is.
Right,
and so they're like, that's probably what whatchamajig gonna turn into. That's what Juneteenth gonna turn into.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of celebrate, like, because I like history, so I kind of celebrate like the both sides of it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it came down to just one side, yeah, I'm selling it because, like, you know, family is out, family coming around, we gonna kick it, shoot these damn fireworks off for the kids, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, get on the grill, you know what I'm saying? Let's throw something up on that, fire that motherfucker up. So you fire that motherfucker up, here gonna cats. Hey, I got the cola, I got the liquor. Hey, man, we gotta hit the L, you know what I'm saying? So
Who got the
that.
cards for the spades?
So
Who got
is
the dice?
we popping fireworks on Juneteenth now?
Shit.
Why we saving them for the 4th?
Over there by my crib, they
Ain't
shoot
nobody
them off.
made no amendment to the, you know, how stuff supposed to go yet. We still
we don't
figuring it
know.
out.
Yeah.
They just started giving it everybody days off.
Right.
So.
Yeah, we still trying to figure it out.
Right, so
yeah.
we're like,
we need a meeting.
With Juneteenth, you have seen some people, like, in certain areas, like, getting a gathering and celebrating just like the black culture, which is good. You want to celebrate the black culture. Hell, they give us one of the coldest ass months to celebrate our history.
Right.
And now on Juneteenth, man, hey man, you know what? Wild the fuck out. Don't do nothing stupid.
But what do you celebrate on Juneteenth?
That's the thing.
Hey, we free.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, what is it actually?
And why does it have Africa colors? Why it's not American colors?
Pan-African colors.
Why it's not American colors?
I don't know.
Do you guys identify as African American?
I
I'm
identify
black.
as Black American, bro.
I'm black.
Because we don't know exactly why our language.
I ain't never been to Africa.
Right. We don't know where we come from, bro. You got to think about when our ancestors was brought over here. You know, you got this person from maybe like the Congo and this person from like some part of Africa. This person from Egypt. Then you mingling and all that shit in is because you want to take the best male that's like the stockiest and the strongest. I'm gonna breed him. So now you breeding all this shit up in here, bro.
I think of I think of that, but and it's funny because a lot of white folk usually like look at me weird when I say I'm not African American, I'm just black. They're like, oh, okay, and they don't really know. A lot of them really don't know what is offensive and what's not. But the way that I see it is that when we came over to this country, we're stripped of all of our heritage, all of our beliefs, all of our traditions. It had to start over. There are black traditions that are just here in America. There's black cooking. Soul food is not the same as what you get in Africa. That it ain't even remotely close. You know, there's
Put some deodorant on in Africa.
the music's different. The way we talk is different. And the way that I see it is that black people in America are the leaders in all facets of entertainment, fashion, globally.
Yeah.
We are the most popular people in the world.
We're the popping culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything that comes out is a fashion of what we've put out.
And has to be approved by us in order to make it.
Yeah.
You know, if we're not rocking with it, it just doesn't rock.
We got to put the stamp on it.
Our influence is big. We just don't recognize how powerful it is and the things that we can do with it if we actually, bonded together and did something with it.
Right. No, I can agree with that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You bring our ancestors over here first, say, hey, you're going to be in indentured service for 7 years. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying?
You back to the slavery. Huh?
Right, I'm saying, because it's fascinating. How you gonna bring our people over here?
We right back to this.
You in indentured service for 7 years, bro. Then all of a sudden, oh nah, Negro, your ass on for life.
So let me ask you this though. So with America, we've seen facets of a lot of things with slavery. We've seen cotton gins. We've seen the slave houses, the quarters. They're still intact. How come we ain't never seen no slave ship? How come we ain't never toured the Mayflower?
That shit.
You ain't never been to like
somewhere in the ocean somewhere.
The museum in Memphis?
No.
They do have that.
They got a slave ship in there.
Yeah, they do.
They
have
got
one
how they was bonded and chained, sitting together type shit. Like
that's right.
Now I've seen shit like that, but I ain't never just like this is the slave ship.
But like they got actual like
those ships
the
was
chains
big as hell
and shit like that. They don't got the ship, but they got the chains and shit, and they got the like
showing you how
the
they
little
was layered
bars
up.
that went around their necks, all like type of shit like that, man. It's deep, bro.
But it's people out here saying that we were already here and they were shipping us back over to England and stuff to be slaves.
I could see that.
So
too.
they were saying black people were already here. We're not African Americans. We're indigenous people.
Yeah.
That's why we're already here. That's why there's no slave ships and things like that for us to show. Oh, come on, all of us that was here, it still should be some resemblance of some of these ships.
I think
right?
a quick 23andMe will put that to bed.
Yeah.
What 23? No, because all of our heritage is just the 23andMe is just going to show what they consider to be that. You see what I'm saying? That's like, oh, you got this gene that's an African gene.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's not, oh, we're going to really investigate this gene. This is a indigenous American gene.
Well, and then they also do have logs of when people came over here, logs of the sales and different things like that.
Yeah, but we didn't have no names.
Traces back. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So if you're just saying 300 or 200 of this, that can be anything.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I don't
So
know.
it's not really a lot of.
It's got to be a ship
law.
somewhere.
I'm
Check
saying it's
check the West Indies.
Just think about that though. Just think about that.
And then also you got to think like when we were slaves. Like if you look at the scale of time, we just as a people got rights. Like just right. We were slaves for 400 years. Right? 4 centuries. Then after we were slaves, we were still oppressed and kind of boxed in for another 100 years. And then
systematic racism.
And then what? If you were born in the 70s, you're coming up on your 50s now, right? So we've only had rights and different things like that. Like the civil rights movement is literally right around the corner in contrast to how long we were actually slaves. So if you're talking about slavery, you got to go back 500, 600 years to when it was prevalent. And by the time you reach that, I don't see anything really. Think of what an artifact or a ship would need to survive that long, or even 300 years or 200 years.
But you can go and see the same slave quarters.
You could see that. I'm sure
it's made of this
in Africa, you mean, right?
No, I'm talking about in U.S.
Oh yeah,
South,
yeah.
bro.
I would expect those things, but not something sitting on water.
Yeah,
but I'm saying that the docks, you gonna bring them in off the dock. So where's the shipwreck? Where's all the wood? So where's Columbus ship? You know what I'm saying? Where's
I see what you're saying.
You see those ships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if they can preserve those ships.
But
where's any of the
white people are narcissists.
The
They're not saving that
Amistad
shit.
was the name of a ship that brought the slaves over here. That's
that was a movie.
Yeah.
But that was
real.
It
Though.
was based off of a ship. The name of a ship.
Yeah, it was a movie.
Art imitates life.
It was a movie. You know what I'm saying? So
I would say you have to go to maybe like the West Indies to fly the ship, bro. Because that's where they stopped at first. They still got a big ass castle, slave quarters, like where they stopped at, and I'm sure they got boats over there, man. Like what the actual boat look like.
So the Jamaicans, Haitians, West Indians people, those are all people that they saying that we are, because those are people who were on their islands that they didn't get to bring slaves to. So they are already black over there already. You see what I'm saying? So they already black in these islands where they can't get these ships to bring slaves. But once they finally got over there, they shipped them off to England. So that's how the slave trade really. Yeah, I ain't saying this is true because I'm not old enough to really know what happened, but this is just a theory.
Yeah, no, and it's a theory that I haven't looked into very much, but I'm pretty sure there's evidence to back both ways.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure there were slaves that came from America and made their way back over to England, and vice versa, and whatnot. You know,
well, you could just start with the Portuguese because they the one that originally started the shit.
Right.
So they went from Portuguese up to through Spain, through Europe and all that. And then from there, they traveled over to the fucking West Indies and then to America and then back. So
that's just what they tell us in social studies class.
I literally looked this shit.
Messing with you.
I literally looked this shit the fuck up.
Alexander the Great.
Wow, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? This shit amazing. Like, so.
You guys ever watched the show Shogun on HBO?
Yeah.
That show is really interesting because it provides a perspective on how they used religion back there to weaponize themselves, to weaponize different tribes of people, and then also in other countries like Japan, and how they used religion and different things to indoctrinate the people, turn them against their own enemies, and didn't really fill them in on what was really going on. And also, it provides a little bit of insight to how they operated around slaves and different things like that, how they viewed other people. I just thought it was very interesting. It has really nothing to do with slaves in America, but it is just interesting in general.
They use religion to keep us in line as well.
Same.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's a part of it.
It's like that aspect. It does relate. It just didn't have actual slaves in it.
America is built on the whole slave mentality and the slave culture. Yeah. Like everything is centered around that. That's what capitalism basically is.
Still do us wrong and dirty, man.
Them white folk.
It's just what you accept. You know what I'm saying? You can get it if you don't accept what they're giving you. You know what I'm saying? You can go out there and get everything that they get, everything that they got. You just gotta be willing to work harder.
Yeah.
If you're willing to work harder, you can do it.
Yeah.
But you still got to play that game.
That's part of working harder.
My dad told me before I left the house, when I was like 15 years old, he was like, "Hey man, just a heads up, you're gonna have to work twice as hard to get half as much."
Yeah, but once you working harder, they playing your game now.
Yeah.
Then they switch the rules up. And then
Oh
we
yeah,
just-
that's definitely. But
That's
then
my favorite.
That's when you switch the rules up. You know what I'm saying? You
That's
show
when we-
them something else.
That's when we start scamming.
That's what I'm saying. You show them something else. Like I've been taking shit home from this job for the last 10 years.
You ain't even know.
You think you win, and I got 10 laptops at home.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
Brett Favre just not getting caught for stealing food
You know what I'm
stamps.
saying? They hit you with the, hey, your ass fired. After 20 years, that's all right, good. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what the fuck I got at the crib.
I
but
got
a lot
30
of
blocks of cheese in the fridge. I'm good.
Did y'all see that Brett Favre doc?
shit. No,
I saw
but-
some of
I saw it.
but
That nigga's a piece of shit.
But the story
He been
though,
that.
the story is wild, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he's stealing from the kids, man.
He stole from welfare.
yeah.
Yeah, that's an asshole, man.
Then he,
and he
he
knew
was
that-
sexually harassing the chick that worked for the Jets.
Yeah.
This dude was POS, man.
Nasty, man.
Oh, wow.
While his wife had cancer.
Where's that? Where's that?
I'm gonna
doc
definitely
on?
have
It's
to
on
talk about
Netflix?
that
It's on
tomorrow,
Netflix.
then,
Yeah, it's on-
man.
It's on
on
Netflix.
Netflix.
I'm gonna go check it out.
We're gonna talk about that tomorrow, then.
That's good.
Hey,
Definitely.
check out that one with Gilbert Arenas and Javon Crittenden.
That
too.
was- I
seen
mentioned that one. That one is-
Already-
that one's amazing.
Hey, I already seen that, and that was. I'm like,
I'd have fucked Gilbert up, bro.
damn, Gil,
He played way too much.
Gil.
Fuck, I don't play like that, bro.
Yeah, you can't play like that goofy ass.
All that goofy shit, man. Stop.
That's crazy.
You can't come to the G like that. Like, you want guns? I bring out guns. I'm like, ooh, I got a lot of guns today. Those free guns then. All it
Just
takes
got
is
got.
one bullet, and now I got all your
You know,
guns.
because the part that got me was he was like, "Oh, you said you was gonna shoot me? Pick a gun." I'm like, in a locker room, Gil. That's
Like,
how
I
you
got
play?
my own, nigga.
And
I
then
would have picked them guns up and took them home with me. I
Right.
just checked your shit in.
I'm like, free guns.
And then the fact that he was using the team plane and they call
Yes.
it trafficking.
Trafficking.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, you can't show no niggas that you got guns.
nah.
Or
Speaking
you
of
can't
guns,
show them that niggas got guns either.
that goes right into our next topic. We're talking about mass shootings. And now here's the thing: like, I don't even see a lot of mass shooting, like a lot of news coverage on mass shootings nowadays. Is that because it's toned down, or because it's just so prevalent that we're numb to it?
You numb to it, man.
I don't really know nobody that goes to school.
We actually had one in Gary. So we had one in Gary a couple weeks ago at Bowman Park.
It was a school shooting?
Now, it wasn't at a school. It was just at the park. So the kids got together at nighttime and was all hanging out there. And the girl got killed and a couple people got shot. They just started shooting up at the park, man. It's like,
Wow,
so many videos online. You ain't see it?
that's crazy.
Yeah. This was at Bowman Park. So this was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, damn, really?
That's wild.
Yep. So they got that. Then you got the
I'm old. I'll be out the way, bro.
oh yeah, man. They got the one in Chicago recently.
Yeah, the one in Chicago. Yeah, I heard that because that was all over the news. Turned on the news like, damn, another one
Yeah.
in Chicago. That's just like the one they had about I think a year ago, where you had all them group of kids. They were supposed to have a fucking curfew, and they all went some downtown Chicago on the north side, wilding the fuck out, and a couple of kids got popped.
And in Chicago the other day, a guy was in the emergency room and started letting off.
Damn.
Yep, shot the security guard. Everything.
How
I'm
the
like,
fuck you get the
damn.
gun in there?
You can take a gun in there. They ain't searching you in there.
So like,
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like that.
I was telling somebody earlier, man, like remember back in the day, like when the internet was kind of fresh and they had the wild internet, like videos like bum fights and
Yeah.
faces of death.
Right.
And you used to look at that stuff and there was like always some overseas shit going on, wild shit.
Yeah.
Now when you look at the internet, this is shit going on in the US streets and it's wild as hell, like you looking at overseas shit now.
Oh yeah,
Like the US is turning into a third world country, bro.
yeah.
Easy.
It is, man. It is.
Easy.
You shouldn't be able to just shoot up a place like that with no remorse. Like the one in Vegas, man. Was that the Mandalay Bay? That was just
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah,
That
I
was
think
wild.
he was sniping people off.
Oh, yeah, during that concert.
And then the country is like, they want to throw events and make money off you so bad that they make you forget about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, after a week or two, it ain't even on the news cycle no
Right.
more.
But you can't take away the guns though.
They make too much money off of it. But
That's
you
why.
should.
But you can take away. automatic weapons. Before we had automatic weapons in this country, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have that much violence.
Yeah.
And that came with what? Bill Clinton?
There wasn't that much. I mean, it was violence in the 70s and 80s.
It wasn't that much violence. They was rocks and brass knuckles and shit.
Now with automatic weapons, not like that, bro.
They stick you with they pick.
I can't.
The afro on the end.
I don't think they were like school shootings or anything like that. School shootings didn't pop
definitely.
off until the 90s with Columbine. And
That's
things
what I'm
like
saying.
that,
When
that was
Bill Clinton allowed automatic weapons, now we have all that.
Yeah.
But we ain't
Assault
supposed to.
rifles
We ain't
and
supposed to
shit,
talk
man.
about that because that's not.
The
gonna
United
change.
States
They,
should
in
be,
our area kill us.
they should unite and just have one. Like either they should regulate guns or they should outlaw guns. Like all the way.
Man, Texas
It
have a
shouldn't be
fucking-
no
Texas-
one state having the one and don't
Man,
because then
dude.
smuggling. It's just going.
Can I ask you guys a question? So, obviously, with Trump in office, a lot of the moves that he makes take away federal power. Are you guys believers that things should be left to the federal government, or do you believe that the state should have more control and things should be governed individually? Because keep in mind, the United States is one of the biggest countries in the entire world. Our country is bigger than most, our country is bigger than like the majority of Europe, there are states that are bigger than countries. Texas is bigger than most countries in the world. So should they be governed as such individually, or should the federal government have a little bit more control to keep the states in line?
Depends.
I think the federal government need to have control to keep the states in line because look at what's happening in Illinois and Chicago.
But somebody should still regulate the federal government too, though.
Right, that's what we do. That's what the taxpayers and that's what we put in the lawmakers to do, right? So we select the federal government. They supposed to be elected officials.
The lobbyists and the billionaires and all them
They
that
control
corrupted
them.
that. They done
Yeah.
corrupted
Oh,
that
yeah.
system.
Yeah.
But definitely though, because if Illinois, California, and New York was able to do what they want to do, our immigration problem will be 10 times worse than it is now.
Yeah.
They don't even know how much money they spending on the problem. They all went in and speak to Congress and the guy lined them up one by one and said, how much did y'all spend on illegal immigration this year? Nobody had an answer. Like, come on, y'all don't even know y'all spending 10, 20, 30 billion dollars of taxpayers' money that could have went to developing the community.
I don't think people really know where their money goes.
No.
People don't have a fucking clue where their money is going crazy, like in the wildest of places.
Yeah, you gotta kind of pay attention,
Yeah,
man.
just like you sit here
when
and
you're
say-
giving it to them.
Take away the guns. Motherfucking Texas will have a fucking fit if you did that. They so big on the you know what I'm saying, the NRA, man. Like, okay, you got your National Gun Right Association, all that, but man, they flipped the fuck out. Even in Florida, it was that stand your ground law. Like we had that here in Indiana now too. I ain't realized.
I ain't giving up my guns either.
I'm like,
Hey,
okay,
don't give them up, but you should be grandfathered in. But if you get caught with them, hey,
right.
Do you guys feel safe when you go to? So I'll be real with you. So there was discussions about like because we wanted to go to your event. It's in Gary.
Okay,
It's at night.
okay.
And I was like, we're gonna be safe.
You didn't feel safe,
Well, I'm not from here.
We told you we was gonna keep you safe, though.
and
Yeah, but y'all niggas just telling me we gonna keep you safe.
Right.
We got you.
For one, it wasn't an event to feel worried about because
Right.
man, like I'm 44, so my
Right.
demographic is probably between 35 and up. So we coming out to have grown folk fun. We ain't coming
Right.
out on no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So we was chilling. You know what I'm saying? And then for the people that get too drunk, it was security there. We keep security.
Okay.
Got to have security. Just for the people that feel like you. You know what I'm saying? Like not too like, oh, what's going on? It's scared. Hey, I want to make you feel safe. We go security.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
that takes
So-
experience, though. You got to be able to go in those places, and if you don't feel safe, then you leave.
Yeah.
But you still got to experience it to see, and you'll realize, oh man, it ain't what I thought it was, or what everybody said it was
But
going
with
to
the
be.
accessibility of how easy it, like with how easy it is for someone to get a gun, that ain't probably supposed to have one. You guys still feel safe going in environments where
It's
Well, Gary is the least likely for something like that to happen in the country.
Know your environment.
I don't even.
That
think
type of
about
stuff don't happen in Gary.
What you mean? What type of stuff?
Mass shootings in clubs and things. Because I mean, it has happened before, but it's least likely to happen because everybody got a gun.
I trust my spidey senses. Yeah, because like
Everybody got a gun, and then
What if you ain't from?
we've been doing this for so long, where you can recognize when a situation turn,
Yeah.
and you out of there.
Yeah.
So thinking about the times where it did happen in Gary, it was always Chicago people coming in doing that thing.
I don't want to put it all on Chicago people, even though I would love to.
Like that Hustle and Joe situation.
Oh man, dude.
I mean, of course somebody has to retaliate, but I'm talking about, even when the rapper came and was at that Hustle and Joe's.
Yeah, that was so long ago though.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, it's
All I know is when I'm somewhere, somebody be like, "Stay right there. I'll be right back."
no, see, like I get what you.
you listen. You know what I'm
Stay
saying?
right there
Right,
if you
I get what
if you
you saying.
want if you want
Right.
what's coming.
So if you out with us, we already gonna pick up on shit before you pick it up, and we gonna let you know, hey, yo, bro, we got to ride.
Don't get me wrong. I got
We gotta go.
street smarts. I was 8 years old when I saw somebody get popped right in front of me, and drop right in front of me. So I've seen it
Right.
with my own two eyes. I've been in situations as an adult where, pull up to the corner, we gonna bump, and it happened, and I'm like, well,
So how are you when you go out? Like, because
Paranoid.
as dudes go out, like it's like
Paranoid.
certain rules that as we go out, like it got to be established. Like
when I go out, I'm usually going out with a female. I don't usually hang around a whole lot of guys.
right, like usually
So-
if we go out together, right, the main thing like is if one nigga fight, we all fight, right?
Pretty much.
But now I'm at the age where like it depends on what you fighting for.
Yeah,
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna go out with a nigga that, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna fight with. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like,
Do y'all go out as just guys still?
And I don't
'Cause
even go out trying
I'm-
to fight. Yeah.
I haven't been out with just guys in a minute.
you mean like meet your boys at the bar for a drink?
Not even
do that
that.
a
Just
lot.
like, oh, we're gonna go out to a club tonight, and it's just niggas.
No, bro. No.
Because I don't.
I'm too old for that.
That's how I feel. I don't do all
Now,
that.
if you
I-
talking about just saying like,
That's
hey,
chasing bitches.
right? Now, if you
Right.
just saying let's get
Meeting up
together,
for drinks or
Yeah.
bowling or
Do
just
that.
some shit
Yeah.
like that. Like
Not
that
chasing
shit right there, that's cool.
bitches.
cigar
No.
lounge.
that's just
comedy.
like you don't go out with one of your certain homies that, like, say we at the age we are right now, right? But you still got that one boy that still think he young, wilding out. Every time he go out, y'all got to get into a fight. Be like, man, dude, I ain't going out with your ass no more. Because every
Facts.
time we go out, you get all liquored up, and there goes some broad or some female you hitting on, and then now her dude coming in. Now I got to get your ass. Because now we into a fucking fight. Or like we've all been in that spot where
Jason. Oops. I ain't-
Damn.
now we've all been in that spot where say like we can be in the circle, right? And the next thing you know, I'll say over the Coach Dre is like right. He looked like, damn man, somebody threw a damn drink. He gonna look over there like, shit, it ain't us over here. Let's migrate a little bit more towards that way. 'Cause motherfuckers start getting wild. Now if somebody came and threw a drink on them, oh then I know it's like, oh shit. Hey, we got to knuckle up, y'all. Knuckle if you buck. It's time to get wild.
Is Jason that nigga?
I mean, we done had to fight a few times for him. Yeah.
For a few times, bro?
Yeah.
If I go out with you one time and you almost fight, I ain't going out with you no more.
Nah.
Shit.
Now we all done had our little spurt. Well, a fight was like that was the grand cap of the evening. It was like, oh yeah, I got a couple numbers, and we fired on a couple niggas. Shit,
I think the last time I almost got into a fight was in Arizona. I think it was my 23rd. No, it had to be my 20th or something. And we had a DJ there, and something happened with the DJ or something or other. It was a house party.
Wait a minute, hold on. You saying your last almost fight
Yeah.
was 22?
Yeah, because the thing is, I don't go out.
Have
with
you
niggas
ever
like
been
that.
in a fight?
No, I never needed to. Never needed to.
You a good one, bro.
No, but the thing is like since I moved out of my parents' house at 18, and when I moved, I was responsible for me, and within 3 years, I was responsible for a child.
You ain't have to beat nobody ass.
No, man,
So you ain't get into a fight in high school,
Arizona
elementary?
is a nice space. Arizona is
No,
a nice
because I
place.
grew up as one of like a church kid, so everybody knew that if I was upset or if something happened, they were like, "That's out of character."
Right.
Like you really have to go. I'm super patient.
That makes sense.
So and then
nobody
also,
even bullied you?
Nah, I got respect.
I know.
That's
I
what's
got
up,
respect.
man.
I know there was a time where I was in a bar and I got into a fight. Dude said something. I yelled one good time. By the time I even threw the fucking first punch, bro, motherfucking next thing you know, I'm in motherfucking handcuffs sitting on the side, bro.
That was the thing. It's like I understood that I'm the only one out here and I'm black.
But at the same time, I was in a white bar, bro.
yeah.
And the fucked up part about it was, you know how like
Wait a minute, people gonna say, I didn't know we had white bars.
but this is when I was living in Wisconsin, and it was some dude's bachelor party, and he had a shirt with a whole bunch of different girl boobs up on there. So I'm with, you know what I'm saying, my girl, and then I'm with her friend and her fiance. This dude, 6'5", 230, just got out of fucking military, bro.
Corn-fed mom.
You know what I'm saying? And black. I'm like, oh shit. Two little scrawny white boys come up there, get to talking shit. Oh yeah, hey girls, which one is your boobs? I told my girl, I was like, man, don't pay no attention to that dumb ass. Just let that shit fucking go. They went over there, stood looking on the wall, looked at me, and I was like, okay, you looking at me. He was like, said your nigga. I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna let that go.
Nigga?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, he said that to you?
Yeah, and I knew what I'm saying, but it's like I looked
You know
at him
who I am,
and I let it go.
I've been waiting on that my whole life.
But what really
Drake.
ticked me off is when he took it back to like some like 1800s and shit. He was like, your boy, your fucking coon, your porch monkey. And by that time, bro,
So you was with a white girl?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
why you
You
ain't
know what I'm
leave
saying?
with that?
But I'm saying, but at the same time,
They
bro,
don't like that.
when he said that shit, bro, I grabbed him. And I was finna toss that motherfucker. Next thing you know, bro, I come outside, I'm handcuffed. It's like 5 motherfucking squad cars around me. I'm like, I ain't do shit.
Yeah, that's and then that's the thing. I understand. Like when I was growing up, I understood that I'm not gonna get the benefit of the doubt, no matter what.
Sometimes you just gotta get in trouble.
Yeah.
I had a kid, I had a job. I was making like 40, 50 grand at 18, 19 years old. I
I'll
wasn't
give
fucking
you
that up.
3 free haircuts.
Shit, like I had motherfuckers that let me out of jail in Gary. Motherfuckers just, ooh, Dre in here? Yeah, let me out, man. Shit. Before they send me to county. It's 72 hours, so they gonna ship your ass to county.
That time you saw my mugshot was the first time I ever got arrested.
Oh, damn, dude.
Yeah.
I ain't never been arrested.
I
That shit's
almost
a
got
humbling
arrested,
experience,
I
man.
wish
but
I
I've
could
never
say the
went
same.
inside the jail. But
Yeah.
I've been in handcuffs like several times.
That
so.
shit is wild. That shit, and it was in Porter County
I'm a
too.
professional.
I've been in jail young and I've been in jail old.
It's not fun.
Like in jail 40 plus, it's whack.
Man. So you was in the Gary
Super
jail?
whack. No, I wasn't in Gary jail. I was in the county, but it was still
Have you ever been in
it's
Gary
trifling.
jail?
Never. I only
It's
heard
so
stories.
It's
You
so
been-
trifling.
That motherfucker wild as hell.
That's the worst. That's the worst. The lights stay on like this the whole time.
The whole time.
You been in there?
No, but this Porter County. Porter County was like that too.
The toilet in the corner, shit filled up in there.
I heard it's like a saw bathroom in there.
Yeah, that's what it is. The light flickers, you can't get no sleep, and then it's just concrete. No blanket, no nothing.
They had soap in there.
Everybody name scratched on the wall.
You know what that soap was for?
Well, it was like hotel soap. It was like in a package.
See,
Nobody
you
used it.
talking about Porter County. He talking about
I said
Gary.
Gary.
Nah.
And then
It's a whole different
Thank
mall.
God.
Am I lying, bro? What they gave you to eat, bro? They gave you a nigga a oatmeal raisin pie and one of them hug juices.
I heard about it, so that's what made me not never want to do nothing to go to jail.
Oatmeal raisin pie, and they was like, "You allergic to raisins?" Then they just gave you an oatmeal cream pie.
Oh, wow.
They just got a box of 12 in the back that they just giving to the prisoners
Damn.
with the little hug juices. I was like, oh,
Nah, I wasn't long enough in there long enough to eat.
this 50 cent a person.
Right, because like you say, down there in Gary, they hold your ass for 72 hours. Then after that, sipping your ass out over there to Crown Point.
You got to make it out of there before then.
And I be like, I used to
You make it out of there before then, you good.
when I was door dashing, they would send. I would get orders at county, and I'd drop them off. You see them niggas in the windows. I'm like, damn.
Right.
It don't look great up there.
That's why if you go to jail in Gary on a Friday, you tell the people, hey, immediately come bomb me the fuck out. Immediately.
Hey, listen, I got a story for y'all. Look, last time I went to the county, right, I was in there for a DUI, right? I'm in that motherfucker like 40 something, right? And this Mother's Day weekend. So I'm like not even fucked up, but I just had a couple. So I'm over the limit. But I'm in that motherfucker. Some YNs in that bitch, and they all yelling and fussing and cussing at each other and shit. You like, hey, Joe, they got me in here for this and this and that. And I'm just sitting in the back with the little nappy ass blanket on and shit, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker look back at me and shit like, you see OG back there chilling and shit. Nigga, quit putting that motherfucking button and shit. Nigga acting like a little bitch. He was talking to some other dude. Quit pushing the motherfucking button. Nigga kept getting up pushing the button like, CO. Like, quit acting like a little bitch, nigga. I'm just sitting back there like, damn, that nigga on buddy top. Like, shit. But then after a couple minutes, I'm like, shit, I gotta push that button. Like, shit, so I'm sitting there like, fuck it. Bam. Nigga like, shit, what's up with OG? That nigga wildin'. Nigga, CO like, yo, what's up? I'm like, hey, I need my blood pressure matters.
Hey, you OG shit. That nigga need his blood. Hey, you like, take me to the infirmary. hey, on Nation, man, I had this one partner, bro. He knew how to play the system good as fuck. Every time he would go to Gary, bro, he would be like, my stomach hurts so bad, they would just have to take him to the hospital and let him out.
Right.
We're like, man, yo ass. That nigga convict, man. That nigga used to do that all the time.
Damn.
That's what we call them, convict.
Oh, wow.
But I got a story for y'all. This is the reason why I knew my wife was the one to marry, though. So we was just like courting and getting to know each other. And I was still living in Indianapolis at the time. So I drove down here for the weekend. Me and my partner, we left my mama house. He had just cracked the beer open. Well, I did. One of us. And we just hid it in the cup holder right there. Cop pulled us over right in front of the house. We ain't even get nowhere. You know what I'm saying? No matter of fact, my mom was like, take me to the gas station, and you know what I'm saying, before you go. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I took her to the gas station, and they pulled me over right in front of her house as I was dropping her off. They took us to jail because it was an asshole nigga. Dude was just a dick about it. Like, what are y'all, gangbangers? You got on red and black? You know, just all this just dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they take us, you know what I'm saying, took our money, took everything we had. They didn't fingerprint us. They didn't take they didn't take a mug shot or nothing like that. They just threw us in the cells. They put us in there back to back. And it was on, Thanksgiving is on Thursday, right? So it was Wednesday. So we was like, damn, we about to be in here Wednesday night, Thursday because of Thanksgiving, Friday, then Saturday, they gonna ship us to county because that was the 72
Monday
hours.
For court.
Nobody even knew we was in there though. You know what I'm saying? So because I had got like a little bit down the block from my mama house before they pulled me over. It's on 15th Avenue, so it was like I got down the block. So they didn't know we was in there or nothing. So my girl, she was just like, shit, this nigga was coming into town to see me. She ain't even met my mama or nothing yet. Man, she fucking found out somehow I was at the police station in jail. Brought some food up there for me and my nigga. Told my mama I was in there. Fucking brought food. I was like, damn, who the fuck is bringing this food? You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. When I finally got out, she was right there. I was like, damn, how the hell you know I was in here? She was like, I called the hospitals. I called this. I called that. And she knew somebody at the jail. You know what I'm saying? And they went back and looked in the cage and seen us. But how we got out was a nigga we went to high school with was like, damn, y'all niggas doing in here, man. It was like, shit, just let us out.
Damn.
I was like, shit, cool.
That's crazy.
And y'all ain't even have a trace of alcohol on your breath in that.
Nothing. It was just open, and they was just being a dick about it.
Yeah.
So if she get you out of jail, that she the one, right?
Just the fact that she took the initiative to go find me. You know what I'm saying?
Early stalker skills.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that shit
prevailed.
gonna come in handy. You know what I'm saying? I've been using them skills all 16 years now.
Britt got me out in 2 hours.
Yeah. But you was with her.
Right.
She knew you was in jail.
Yeah, but she ain't had to come get me.
Yeah, but that's not even your girl.
Maybe.
Did you pay her back?
For getting me out?
Yeah.
I didn't have to, but I did.
He worked it off.
She was like, "No, don't worry about it."
Don't worry about it. It was my fault, baby.
I thought she was. I for real thought. I for real at the time when I was in there.
Servant.
I thought she was gonna leave me in there.
Let her go.
Like, you only in there because I am who I am and who you are, baby. It's my fault. You said he's an indentured servant.
He said he was an indentured servant in jail.
That's why he can't let her go, fam. He's got soul ties to her.
Right.
Is this the first time?
First time I ever went to jail
First time.
The first time you've been indebted
Yeah.
to a woman.
to her.
Yeah.
To her. Yeah.
Okay.
In that way.
Okay.
In that way. Because it was the only time I was ever like vulnerable. Because I've always taken care of everything and now don't worry, I got it. Blah, 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 blah. I'm in cuffs, like powerless.
Crying.
No, I wasn't. All that.
Yeah, bro. You ain't never been in a fight. You cried. You ain't know what to expect.
I call her
You
out.
going to jail. You like, shit, they gonna fuck me in the ass. You was crying and everything. I know you was, bro. Come on,
Don't do that.
man.
Don't do that.
How you gonna act? You don't know what to
You
expect.
calling her up?
Yeah, because you ain't about to play me like that.
You ain't gotta call her.
Man, we just fucking with you.
Hey, you're on the pod, so don't say anything incriminating.
Was he crying when he went to jail?
She can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Kind of. I'm at a festival.
Did I cry when I went to jail?
Did you cry when you went to jail?
Yeah.
You want the truth?
Yeah.
Anytime they ask the question,
No.
So give us the lie then.
Well, he said, give us the lie then.
Huh?
He said, give us the lie then.
Are you? Why are you asking me this?
Because they said I cried.
The question is, did he look like he wanted to cry?
Actually, no.
Did he blow his nose?
Held it together a lot better than I did when I went. Let's just say that.
Did he pinch his nose?
There was, see? All right, I'll talk to you a little bit. You ain't gonna play me.
he held that tear in like Trey on Boys.
Nah, because the thing is like I was just trying to figure out a way to get out of it. I just was like, because my thing is when you got me, you got me. So they got me on some bullshit, but I was like, all right,
Okay.
I probably ain't gonna be here too long. I didn't think she was gonna get me out at first though. I had no idea. I thought she was just gonna be like, all right, that's it. And he gone.
You hers, bro. She own you. She gonna let somebody else claim you in there.
You're in her soul.
Gonna let you out there get claimed by somebody else.
Maybe she the one, and I just been fighting it. I don't know. But
So
anyway,
they've been back together ever since he left the crib. Hey, bro.
no, we changed the subject. Anyway. So speaking of jail and all that other stuff, of course, ICE is out there picking people up. Out here picking people up.
Snatch.
Should black folk be protesting with the Latino population after they invited Trump into the presidency?
I don't think so.
I don't think so neither.
We got to stand alone, man.
They don't stand on the line with us, man, when we have our shit.
Is this
For real.
This has got to be the biggest fuck around and find outs I've ever seen in my life.
So they got to do their shit.
Yeah, because they young, 18 to 22.
Yeah.
They was like the highest supporter for Trump.
Yeah, there was.
And
So-
black people got our own shit we need to worry about. We can't be jumping in trying to help everybody else fix their shit, and we got our
Now
own
they
house
see.
to clean
Now they
up.
see
What the
what
fuck they want us to call off work to show up downtown?
They see what our ancestors and our moms and uncles and dads. They see what the fuck they done went through, bro.
But they out there protesting and shit with Mexican flags and shit. How you gonna protest in America with Mexican flag?
I agree.
Exactly.
I mean, what are you doing?
I agree.
I understand if you literally here legally, yeah, go on protest. But if you over there and you ain't over there and you illegal, hey, you might as well shut your ass. Hey, hold on, let me duck and dive.
Just be like, oh man, dog, I came to your house, just kicked your motherfucking dough in, and just start paying bills, and just be like, oh, you can't put me out because I've been paying bills. And then when you come try to put me out, I plant my flag here and be
fuck
like,
that.
hell no.
I just don't understand what they thought was gonna happen.
They thought we was gonna have their back.
No, I mean, like when they, because there was a bunch of different groups that were like Latinos for Trump, Mexicans for Trump, Puerto Ricans for Trump,
and he ran on shipping them back.
Yeah.
So why would they even support him?
No, he didn't run on that.
Does that show a divide in the Latino population with the younger demographic? Did they want their grandparents to get shipped away? Is that what it is? They tired. They ready to inherit some of those duplexes.
I think they just thought. I think they thought that if they make a deal with the devil, that he'd do right by him.
This motherfucker told you what he was gonna do when he got in office.
But think about
Before he
this,
got
though.
in office.
But think about this though. He is doing right? Don't you want him to take away the illegal people? That way you're not looked in the same light as the people who came over here illegally and doing criminal things. If you came over here and you did everything right, wouldn't you want to be separated? That's just like
True.
Niggas and black folks.
Yeah,
we gotta separate ourselves sometimes from each other.
But
It
it ain't actually like what he's doing. It's the way he's doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's true. He make the people follow the law, but you've been laxed all this time, so don't try to tighten up now all at once because there's so many other laws you should be tightening up on.
We was
too.
only lax under Biden because Obama deported more people than anybody.
But he want to
did it
deport
the right
everybody for being here illegally, but he want to commend people sentences that's been convicted. Like,
Yeah, like why he let Larry Hoover out, huh?
right.
Like, we was
You
just
letting
talking
out
about-
guilty people,
That's crazy.
but you locking up people that's just here just because they don't have, don't have a green card.
The
right?
one country let out all their prisoners and
Yeah,
shipped them
the
walking.
but
so,
them the ones he need to round up.
Yeah.
yeah,
Not all of them ain't the same.
yeah.
He need to find out who really is here illegal and who the criminals are, because he just like he don't care. It's like they just snatching up any damn body.
Well, they scheduling appointments with them to do updates at the immigration office, and the people who's not showing up to their appointments, they're arresting them.
Hey, well,
And then the
shit.
people who are showing up and they don't have reasoning to continue to be in the country, they're arresting them too, because there was some people who was on school visas that expired for like 6 years.
Oh, no.
So they arrested them too.
Now, you should know you got to go get that shit renewed, man. Go
Right,
get that
so
shit
it's like-
It ain't nothing that happen overnight though. They say that stuff be backed up.
What do you think is the solution to this problem?
We got a solution. It's happening.
Everybody that's over here should be here.
Everybody who's supposed to be here need to be. I mean,
And don't let nobody else in. Just lock it.
can I go? I can't just walk over to Mexico and just plant my flag and live
Hell
there.
no, they gonna snatch our ass up.
Right,
quick as hell,
come
like,
on.
the fuck you doing over here? Oh,
I can't do that to any country. So why should it be the best country in the world? People should be allowed to do that in.
Do you
No.
think that the way that I see it is just, we were just talking about where federal dollars go, right? And how we save money here. Like, think of all the money that he saved not fucking with Elon Musk anymore. How can we repurpose that to throw that into immigration and our immigration policies and different things like that, so that we could build an infrastructure? You think of how much coordinating went into COVID, right? The COVID centers that they're the testing centers that were popping up, and the different things that the federal government did on a local level.
Yeah, but they just threw that ain't a good idea. 'Cause they just threw billions of dollars at it, and people were scamming their ass off of that.
No, not so much the money that they
PPP
threw,
loans and everything.
not so much that, but just like when it came time to test people and it came time to, it was somewhat organized. They were able to touch people on a local level if they wanted to. The government always has the ability to touch people on a local level if they want to. So if you're thinking about immigration and all these folks that are around and you're rounding them up, I mean, how much is it to really put in, to add more dollars to immigration centers, to hire more people to work in those places, so they're not waiting on appointments for so long to where they get caught up in some bullshit, or how to streamline the process to get better infrastructure.
Hey, we've been trying to get some shit done for a long time. We ain't about to just spend and put all the money into immigration. And
Well, where does it need to go first?
We can't even get any support now in the communities. It need to go toward the elderly,
our
and it need
public
to go
schools
into
fucked
public
up.
schools and things like that. Like,
Hell
come on.
yeah.
Look at all the billions of dollars that was wasted in Chicago on illegal immigrations, and look at the situation that they in. They got schools closing and things like that, and all type of programs that was here that's not there just because the money isn't there.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I don't want to get caught lost in the whataboutisms of it, but I definitely think that there's a way to fix it. And there's a way to fix education too.
The way to fix it is to not let. Why would we just continue to have open borders? No country in the world has open borders.
That's true.
they don't.
So that's the way to fix it.
Lock it.
Put a wall up. Put a wall up.
But they gonna find somewhere around that
And-
shit.
and zap.
They gonna go right up under the tunnels.
Just
They
like
been
what
doing
he said,
it.
you got to just start charging them, bro. Yeah.
and I understand cutting off the
Because
borders.
people still gonna want to come in. You got to charge them to come in. That charge them for certain time periods. You can stay for 2 years. You can stay for 1 year. You can stay for 5 years. Each time period costs a little bit amount of
It
time.
shouldn't just be free. You
No,
should just
and-
be able to come do what you want to do, rape a couple motherfuckers.
Right.
Yeah, do what you want to do. Just go
but
home.
then
we
run
gotta,
back.
we gotta
Yeah,
also
they
keep in mind that
moving
there are
heroin,
people.
cocaine, and all the methamphetamine that's been brought over the border in the last 30 years.
I
Like, come
understand
on,
that,
man.
but there's also people who come to this country seeking asylum from where they're from isn't safe to live, and they come to America seeking a better life.
refugees
That's
are
where the slave
you
mentality
talking about
come
a
in at.
refugee. A refugee is not illegal immigrant.
No, I understand that.
So
you still-
refugees, we take care of refugees. Those come from war-bitten countries.
And you still
But
should have to pay
Mexico-
something. You still should have to pay something because it ain't free to live nowhere.
Mexico,
Yeah,
they
that
think
makes
it's obviously they think Mexico better than America because they waving the Mexican flag. What
that
other
I don't
refugees
understand.
is waving their refugee flag?
So do you think that the
In
people
America.
he brought over here from South Africa, he should send their ass back?
He should charge them. He should charge them.
Yeah, he should send their asses back.
Because they over there because they have a black president and they trying to leave South Africa because they don't want to integrate. They don't want any change. So what did he do? He literally invited their asses over here.
Yeah,
And
that's a good.
invite 'em over.
And that's a good thing. So it's even.
But he
like,
he bringing the white people over here.
Right.
But he
no,
want
but
to
have
from
y'all
South
heard
Africa.
about what's going on in Logansport, Indiana?
No.
So Logansport, Indiana is a town that took on a large amount of the Haitian population when they had they war.
Okay.
So now that town is thriving. They're spending money, putting money back into the community. The whole town is thriving, but the people is weary because it's black folks. And they ain't seen black folks before. So they like, these people around, they don't even mess with us. But they're building a community there.
Right.
So as long as they, you know what I'm saying, do what's right, it can be a plus for people who's coming from war-bitten countries and things like that. You know what I'm saying? If we have little towns like Logansport, Indiana, can use an extra population of 1,000 people. You know what I'm saying? But Chicago can't use nobody. They were shipping motherfuckers here on buses for about.
From New York? Yeah, I remember that.
That was crazy. Now, soon as Trump get in there, now they got to go. So Biden set them up for failure. That's what it was,
Yeah,
man.
'cause what he did-
He opened the borders at the wrong time. So he opened them up and did what they just. If y'all remember, on every day on the news, we'd just see them just walking. It's just
They opened them up and didn't have no plan for them.
yeah. So when you do that, we spend all this money, we throw all this money at it, and now everybody's looking like, hey, what are we getting from it? You know. So it's like now it's time for them to go.
Yeah, because I seen something on YouTube where it was a black man. He had to be from like somewhere in Hades or something like that, but he's been over here for years, and he has a legitimate legal business, construction, and everything else. He had a Latino dude come to him and tell him, "You need to get rid of this black person, that black person, so I can bring my cousins and them over here to work for you."
What they trying to extort us out of our jobs,
bro. I was like, that shit was wild, bro.
That's crazy.
I'm like,
they gonna have to march by themselves.
So I'm like, so that's what they doing now, huh? So it's just like you say, you can walk across this motherfucking border, and oh yeah, I'm here now. I ain't got to pay shit. No, students that come over from Mexico, they got to come over here with a visa, right? For so many years, then they got to renew that shit, right? After that, if you ain't renew that shit, you got to go.
Yeah.
Go on back. You did your college
See,
degree?
the Latino men don't mess with us black men, but if it was just Latino women out there, we'll march for y'all. And can we agree on
That's
that?
crazy.
And it's
If it was just burritos out there, we
Burritos.
So, like,
What's a burrito?
a burrito.
Like,
The burrito tongue
That's,
make it sound better.
that's a half Puerto Rican, half
Right.
Latino.
So if you met a Puerto Rican
Half
dude,
taco.
like if you met a Puerto Rican dude, oh, they cool, they love us. Puerto Rican women, they love black men.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll march for them.
But
It's
Mexican
I love everybody.
Mexican women, for some strange reason, they don't love the black men. They go to the white men. They just being it.
he said it, not me.
I ain't saying.
Sorry.
Let me ask you
They all
guys.
love black
we'll
men.
move through. We'll move through one of these topics real quick. Is being black in America a positive or negative?
Ooh.
Because we talked a little bit earlier about our influence, right?
Yeah,
But
that
with that influence, you would assume.
You go
yeah.
positive
For
and
me,
negative?
for me, it's an extra positive, and that's how I teach my kids too. And I always use an analogy of a bag of Cheetos. So I tell them, so America is this bag of Cheetos. It's 100 Cheetos in here, and 10 of them is Flaming Hots. Which ones do you want to eat first? You always gonna go for the Flaming Hot. That's us. So we always the ones that's flaming. We always gonna be the ones that's the most popular. You know what I'm saying? So that's us in America. So every time we step in the room, we getting the attention, whether it's negative or positive. So that's just a given. So everybody looking you up and down just because you black. You know what I'm saying? So it's a negative and a positive. So if you can be able to channel, you know what I'm saying, what it entails, the strength, the spirits of it all, you can endure, you know what I'm saying, a lot, and it can be a positive. But if you let the hatred get to you and that's all that fuels you, then the negativity will swarm you and you'll be just a YN.
I can agree with that. It's a positive and a negative, depending on how you look at it, bro. How you spin it.
Two sides of the coin, yeah.
Right. Can you spin it in your favor? That's good. But then if you want to get out here and act a damn fucking fool, now you spin it in a negative way. Now motherfuckers looking at you all stupid. Like,
It's an angry black man.
right, angry black man walking down the street. What the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Or ghetto ass black chick, you know what I'm saying? You see how she dressed, how she looked, or whatever else.
She's combative.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Drawing all that attention. But if you out here doing what the fuck you supposed to do, oh, that's straight negative, man. You know, black man walking in a 3-piece suit. Oh, okay, yeah, he well put together. But now,
Nah, he corny as fuck.
right,
Right.
Lame as hell.
Yeah,
But
not
then-
to us, he's corny.
Right. But that's been my experience. Because I don't know if you guys have been in sales, but I've been in sales for almost 20 years.
Yeah, I've been in sales before.
So being in sales and having a
We all done sold some dope. No, I mean, we all done sold some donuts. And
sales in the corporate world,
we worked at
corporate
donuts
sales.
together, man.
Yeah.
I've been selling haircuts
yeah,
for
but I'm
30
saying,
years.
but like, if somebody was to meet you and you in the corporate world without even like seeing you, hearing your voice, I'm like, oh, he sounds like a little white guy and everything.
Well, that was my experience when I first moved to Indiana. I had to find a job before I
Right.
came out here. So I looked up the biggest Chevy dealership. I was working at a Chevy dealership in Arizona, so I looked up the biggest Chevy dealership up here because our dealerships are down there in Arizona were so much bigger.
Right.
And once
Took you to Anderson.
it took me to Anderson. So and I was like, oh,
worked there,
okay,
too.
cool. Like that was that. All right. So I went. You worked there? Oh, okay. When?
You was still a baby, bro.
Oh, nah, so
still a baby.
I got there in 2014.
You keep forgetting.
I got there in 2014. So I was when I sent my resume over, and then they immediately called me, and you know I'd already had manager. I was already a manager. You know I'd already worked in multiple departments and things like that. So I'm talking to him, and then you know we hang up the phone. He's like, okay, when you get down here, you got a job waiting for you. All right, bet. So I drove to Indiana, and my first day here. I drove to the dealership I was living in Cedar Lake, drove to the dealership, and I go in his office and I sit down and I see my resume on his wall. And so he walks in and he's like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm that guy. And he goes, you're that guy? And I'm like, yeah. I'm that guy.
Because on the phone you sound harmless.
Right.
You sound harmless.
Right.
So, and then I realized,
Harmless.
I realized in my first week after that happened, after I got pulled over and in the same spot 3 different times and just going to work, you know, and I realized, okay, it's a little different out here. And then in my experience being black in Arizona, which is totally different from being black here. It's like a different level of racism out there. Like it's the same, but it's different. Like Hispanics, you know, black people don't really stick together out there very much, or at least they didn't when I lived out there. And it was a big, huge Hispanic population. You're very few black people you'll see. You'll see, you know, 90% Hispanic and white people, and you know, you're just kind of on your own, doing your own thing, and the trust factor just isn't there. You're not trusted by police. You're not trusted by people you're trying to do business with, things like that. I lost opportunities out there because I'm black that they gave willingly to someone else who didn't earn it. Hey, I want to I want my own sales team. Great. You need to go find people that we can hire and and this, all that. But then, you know, Zachary wants to get the same thing and, oh, okay, cool. Here, you take this team. You know, that type of stuff. That happened. It also happened that, you know, when it came time for me to get promoted here, you know, after they already promoted a black person and it didn't go the way that they wanted it to go, they said, we're not giving another black person a shot. And that came from management, you know.
Yeah, he fucked it up for everybody.
Right. So, I mean, I've seen it. And so it's been, if you're not a entrepreneurial, if you don't have an entrepreneurial spirit as a black person, that could definitely be a downfall, you know, there. If you're not light on your feet mentally in the workspace, and it could be a negative. Outside of that, when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to just personality wise, whatever it is, I've always been the most popular guy, you know, in any room that I step in, you know, just off the you know, I'm a cool black dude who can relate to white people, who can relate to everybody. But when in the secular space, it was very, very challenging because of that. And that was the starting point, you know. Especially when even my job now, you could walk up to me, or you can walk up to a cute Hispanic girl, or you could walk up to a good looking white girl. Who are you going to choose as a consumer?
One of them white girls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One of them girls.
Yeah,
period.
see, with my job, I have to do what y'all call code switching, because it's like I'm the only black guy in the department. So it's like I can't be this guy at work.
No, no, it does not work.
I can't.
That's called code switching.
That's called code switching.
Yeah, I do it every day.
Thought it just called being professional.
Nah, it's called.
They call it code switching.
Code switching, yeah.
It's a certain way
it's
you
supposed
gotta
to be a
act.
work you, and then it's you outside of work. So,
But you got to be an extra work.
Yeah, you guys know, especially if you work with all white people, then it's like I'm working with like nerdy. No offense, but
I ain't
like
never worked around
the
no
smartest guys. You know what I'm saying? So
I've never been around white people like that.
Yeah, I've been in rooms where it's just I'm the only black guy in the room, and there's millions of dollars around.
When you're supposed to use your brain for everything, you know what I'm saying?
And I gotta sound smart because I'm the only black guy here, and everybody here makes 6 or 7 figures.
Right. Especially you the only black person there. I don't care, depending on what, if you the only black person there, all eyeballs is on you.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Say
whole lot of
one
pressure.
simple
Every time.
thing out of line, boy, they gonna be looking like, oh shit.
And you got to know some black shit that they like.
Yeah, see, I don't give them none of that. I don't give them none of that.
I don't
That's
chuck
what
and
I'm
jive.
saying.
I don't chuck and jive, but
I don't give them none of that.
but you got to be relatable.
You can ease it out to them every now and then, give them a little something.
I
But
got
you I'm relatable, but I'm relatable with their stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
Talk about friends. And
I
shit.
talk about RV trips and shit,
Yeah. I mean,
bike riding,
kayaking.
yeah.
and then you know that when you understand that you have
Speed
to,
lunking.
when you understand that you have
Going
to
on a
relate
bike
like that,
trail,
it just
bike.
changes things.
Ski trips for the weekend and shit.
Riding the bike trail.
What'd you do this weekend? I just chilled. Oh, well, we went and did this. I'm lazy then. I'm tired from the week.
I was just chilling at the crib all day, man. You know, I ain't doing nothing.
Let me.
But definitely though, man. I think it's a negative and a positive though. But however way you want to play it, you know, it's America shit. It's a positive in America and a negative too. So
Did you guys see Todd Chrisley is his name? He said that I don't know if he was putting on a front or what it was, but he was in jail for fraud and his wife. Him and his wife were convicted of fraud. Trump pardoned him and his wife.
Full pardon.
he didn't get that
Nope.
that Larry Hoover pardon.
Nope.
No. He didn't have a state case.
He
He
ain't
just
got
had
to
a
pay
federal case.
restitution and that no more, right?
Yeah.
Right. Trump gave him and his wife a full fucking pardon.
And when he got out, he spoke about how African Americans aren't treated equally in the prison system and how he witnessed that firsthand. How do you take someone like him speaking on something like that? Do you take it as disingenuous and pandering, or do you take it as, okay, thank you for speaking up?
That's good. Oh man, damn.
I take it as a thank you.
Yeah, it's like thank you. I appreciate it.
That's
you
it
know,
though. All right.
you know.
Leave that shit alone.
He's speaking for the dudes in jail.
Right. Thank you. But
I wasn't there, so I can't speak up for him. So he was there, he could speak up for him. So I appreciate that.
that's about
I
it.
Do
believe
you
him.
respect it because he got that full pardon from Trump? And Trump didn't pardon anybody that he was in jail with.
What you mean? You think he was supposed to be like, leave me? I ain't going unless you bring Willie with me.
No, just so much as like, we kind of don't want to hear from you because you got special privileges. You got out because you got special
Yeah,
privileges.
because Trump didn't
But
even
at least he's shedding light on it
Right?
with his special
yeah.
privileges.
So you can respect that more.
That's about
Because he could have just went off
Yeah,
into
he
the
ain't have to say
sunset. You know what I'm saying? Had another reality show or shit.
which he probably gonna come back with, because I mean, Trump didn't even know who the hell him and his wife was anyway, and they didn't even know what the fuck they was in jail for.
Now, if it's a black man living in the house with them now we know what's up.
Right. The only thing the only thing I can tell you about them is that he got a daughter that was not on the show, and they have a grandchild that is mixed, black and white.
I thought the dude was gay.
At first, when you see him, yeah, the way he talk, he's from
His
Atlanta,
mannerisms.
and he was him and his wife were realtors.
Wait a minute, say that again. What'd he say? He's from Atlanta.
Yeah, that's exactly how he
He
does.
is very flamboyant.
Man, when I say flamboyant, bro, I'll be looking like.
Just because he ain't never been in a fight before don't mean he's gay.
that can't be the president.
He's been busting at you like,
We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
Hey,
That was wild.
Hey,
That was
from
wild.
across the room.
That was wild.
I agree with
No
him. Hey,
diddy
just
on
simple,
that.
hey, thank you and move on, bro. You know what I'm saying? You talking for the homies that was in jail. Thank you.
I don't know, something about it
good
was
looking
just
out,
like,
bro, and that's it.
it was just something about it. I was kind of like, nigga.
Because Larry Hoover ain't say shit.
Right.
Well, nobody listen to him anyway, though.
Like, I ain't listening to shit Larry
Hey,
Hoover
man.
got to say.
Last panel, they was like, yeah, we'll listen to Larry Hoover.
Oh yeah, somebody on his said Larry Hoover will unite everybody together. I was like, oh.
I don't think
He like 80 years old.
I don't think no one's really gonna. I can see certain people.
The
I can
old
see,
dude.
What about the Vice Lords?
I can see the NAACP using Larry Hoover, but I don't think his impact on people would
The
still.
who?
The NAACP.
They still exist?
Yeah, you know.
What the hell have they done?
Speaking of them, real quick, you know they ain't invite Trump to any of the shit that they doing. They said they will not invite him at all.
And then why should they?
They said, we not inviting him.
Wasn't that white lady Rachel Doge when she ahead of them?
Oh,
Yeah.
you talking about the one that thought
Rachel
said she was
Dozier.
black?
Those all.
Yeah, be like,
yeah,
man, you
something
ain't
like
black,
that.
you white than a
Yeah, man. NAACP's nuts.
We'll pick up on one more topic. So the BET Awards rolled around. Did you guys get a chance to catch the BET Awards?
I didn't catch any of it, but I heard all the stories that came out behind it, and that was one of the biggest things. How she won that
Who's she?
Glorilla,
He-
because she did a song with Kurt,
Get them glow.
and she won that honest, prestigious award. And the people that that's
What
doing-
prestigious award?
it's the what award is
Gospel
that?
Award.
the Dr. Bobby Jones
Yeah,
Best
Dr.
Gospel Inspirational
Not the
Award.
Dr. Bobby Jones.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
They gave it to her.
Yeah, they gave it to her.
Not Mr. Get 'em glow.
Right, and the crazy thing
Get 'em
is,
glow.
she did a song with Kurt Franklin.
Oh no.
And
But I
they
missed the
hot about it.
stump.
Well, let me ask you this: was the song that popular to win that award?
I ain't never heard it,
I ain't
son.
never heard of it, bro.
Okay.
I ain't never heard of it.
Okay.
I don't watch BET no more, sir. I don't even know that they had some damn awards still, sir.
Well, apparently that's the most prestigious gospel award.
Somebody told me 106 in Park gave out an award.
They saying the song was not even. It's not gospel though. It's not clearly not gospel at all. So why get her the award? Only because she did that track with Kirk Franklin.
Because Kirk Franklin is gospel.
Kirk Franklin
Still
gospel,
bullshit
man.
though, bro. She shouldn't have won that at all.
So is Kirk Franklin implies brothers and brothers for real? Kirk Franklin implies.
They do look alike.
They look alike, don't they?
Nah,
The forehead. Let me ask you this. So there were some folks who felt like that there needed to be a separation of the award to where there's like a contemporary gospel and a traditional gospel award. How do you guys feel about that?
I can see that.
Eyes don't care about none of that.
I think so too. They done split up country awards like that too, so they should do the same thing with gospel.
I don't agree with them splitting up the country award because then it dilutes the impact of them winning. I think if someone makes a good country album, regardless of what genre that they originate from, if it's a good country album, it should get the award if it's the best.
That's them gatekeeping that shit.
So you okay with that? But you
you
ain't okay with LeBron James being? No, I'm just.
Yeah, we all talk about that tomorrow. Don't do it.
But also, I wouldn't want them to. I wouldn't want them to do the same thing with the gospel award. I wouldn't want them to separate the award. I would just want them to give it to someone who actually deserved it. Now, I don't know enough about that track to know if they deserved it, but sometimes things can come off as a spoof or mockery. I understand you have Kirk Franklin on that track, but we can't just call it gospel just because he's featured. Kirk Franklin has been on
Stomp.
He's been on a lot of different tracks with a lot of rap and R&B artists, and we're not just gonna.
We ain't gonna call it a gospel album or a gospel song.
But that's how they view it though, as a spoof. Right. That's why they mad about it.
I would be mad at her winning the award. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't say separate it.
We got
it's the same thing where they was mad at
preacher
Nas
that
on
raps.
the country shit too.
We got a Gary preacher that raps. I wonder what category he in.
But if you notice that most gospel music is kind of like
he won a few awards.
You got
That's
people out here that's rappers.
That's hood Bible.
Yeah. Out here the gospel rappers, and I'm looking like, damn, you a gospel rapper? Yeah, like I rap and I rap gospel.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think if you win, you win. You know what I'm saying? So
I just think they mad at her for
who voting though? Is it the kids voting?
No.
There's a panel.
As long as they have a criteria and they follow the criteria, I wouldn't care.
It's the people in the gospel thing that does that, and they was like, hell, she won this award, but the shit she was doing on stage before that, she nearly had her whole backside out.
Her backside,
her ass.
He turned into an old man.
Get him, Glow.
You know what I'm saying?
She had her posterior showing.
She had her whole derriere out.
That's the thing. It's
her whole pocketbook was out.
You can't.
Who that in that video shaking that romper?
I think that there should be some representation in the category.
Yeah.
But you can't let a one-off, like if you just heard that song just felt like a spoof. It just didn't feel genuine.
You
know
how it used to be. You know, DMX used to have a little gospel song on every album.
Right.
You know, she might be just diversifying her portfolio. You know, Nelly did. It was all in my head.
But you're not gonna give Nelly a country award.
He won one, didn't he?
And they was mad about that too.
Didn't he win one?
Yeah. Did he win?
Yeah.
Man, that
well,
song
also,
and it hurt so bad.
But I just I don't know.
Beyonce just won something, right? For Carter Cowboy.
Here's the thing.
And that's why they like, we draw the line.
But the thing is,
draw the line.
Beyonce sold a bunch of records and Nelly sold a bunch of records. I don't know if Glorilla sold a bunch of records.
I'm gonna go on Spotify and check the song out. See what
she one of the most popular black female hip hop artists.
She is, but I don't know if that particular song popped off like that.
And just to piggyback off that real quick, because I know I talked to him about it. That's like when they was upset with Angel Reese winning a Sports Woman of the Year award when it was Clarissa Shields that should have probably won it, or Simone Biles that should have won it. Why the hell she get it for the third year in a row?
Popularity.
I don't think Angel Reese won a hoop.
Well,
she don't.
The reason I think she's taking one for the team.
She's more popular than them though.
She taking one for the team. She taking one for the team. She said it. She said,
what
I'm gonna
team?
be the villain. I'm talking about far as she taking on the Magic Johnson role in the Larry Bird Magic Johnson beat. So the Caitlin Clark, she's taking on the villain role. So that's
she
why.
inherited that in LSU
Well, she could have been and just dropped it. You know what I'm saying?
because she don't really want to hoop. She want to be
Instagram.
influencer.
Yeah.
And to be totally honest with
how
you,
you gonna
if you-
say she don't want to hoop?
If you look at the
I mean, she do, but that ain't her main goal.
But think about this though.
That's the stepping stone to what she really want to be.
For women, at some point she gonna want to be a mama, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
She probably, you know what I'm saying? She probably got a boyfriend. He probably trying to put one in her.
She said, dude, in order for her to date a dude, he got to be like 6'5", 6'6".
That's nothing. She hanging around basketball courts.
well, also keep in mind that
You want to meet a nigga 6'5"?
the WNBA right now is more of a popularity contest. There's a lot of young women who don't get an opportunity to play, who have the ability to play because their platform isn't big enough. Like there are a bunch of players out there, and this is no shade, but Haley Van Lith isn't one of the best basketball players on a WNBA roster.
Blonde.
But she's very popular.
Yeah.
She has a huge following.
And why is that?
I mean, I follow her because she's beautiful.
You think she's cute?
Yeah.
Jeannie Bussy cheating on you.
That's
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
yeah. I'm available now too, so I might have to hit Jeannie Buss up.
Hey, yo, she got 10 bill, right?
Yeah,
10
billion. Yeah,
10 billion for the Lakers.
6 of them going to them.
but is there anything else you guys want to cover before we get out of here?
Man, ain't nobody gonna talk about the Indiana Pacers making it to the
Nah,
Man,
we
bro,
gonna do that in sports.
That's sports. That's
That's
sports.
sports.
No, you can get
But go ahead, get your shit off.
You ain't on
Get-
the
get
sports
out.
panel.
Yeah, 'cause
Man, I'm team
I seen-
219 though. You
I
see what
seen
I'm
your
saying?
shit on Facebook. Go on, get it out.
Hey man, look, I've never proclaimed to be an Indiana Pacer fan, and I want y'all to know this.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? But I am an Indiana resident and
Okay,
have been
then.
lifelong. You see what I'm saying? So I got to see the brawl. I got to see the Malice of Palace. I got to see the Davis brothers, you know, Reggie Miller, Ron Artest, all that, Jermaine O'Neal. You see what I'm saying? So I'm happy for these dudes. You know what I'm saying? And this is for the state for me. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So,
not the
cool.
Indianapolis Pacers.
It ain't the Indianapolis.
It's the
I hate
Indiana
Indianapolis.
Pacers. Right.
I don't really fuck with Indianapolis like that. But Indiana, we are a sector of Indiana. So if they win, we probably can get some of them proceeds to trickle down to us.
Yeah.
You
I
see what
still
I'm
say
saying?
fuck the Pacers
He's just a hater,
cool.
man.
because I ain't a Pacers fan.
Hey, I'm team light skin, Halliburton and them hard, and
Halliburton.
Obi Toppin.
Oh, Urkel looking ass, shooting like Steve Urkel and shit.
Who you got Game 7, big dog?
Hey man, my FanDuel slip ain't picking no winner or no loser, but I'm going over and unders.
Okay.
Overs and unders.
That done changed the game.
Are you taking an over under for SGA?
To do what?
Hit 32.
Points. Yeah, points.
I probably mess with him on the points, rebounds, and assists.
Halliburton, you taking him over under in points,
I'll probably take him at 15 points plus.
and you gonna take him over on the assists because you know you're gonna get that.
Probably about 6+ assists.
Okay.
That's a mediocre game.
Parlay.
Yeah,
15, 6, and 6.
Lay it.
That sounds like a loss.
Lay it mediocre and put a lot of money on it.
Word.
So when they exceed what you thought,
When
you
he
wake up with
lose-
some cash.
When he lose, that's a lot of money lost.
Yeah.
Got you.
So I'm gonna take a lot of dark horses though in Game 7. I'm gonna take like what's my man name with the dreads that don't get no rebounds for the
Miles Turner,
Yeah.
he can't jump.
I'ma
We
take him
discovered
to get,
that.
like-
He can't jump.
Did y'all see
15
Pascal Siakam summon the demons?
Yeah.
when he laid that dead body out.
Did you see him before in the pregame?
No, I ain't
What, a
seen-
Papa Shango or some shit?
In the pregame, they got pictures of him. It was a video that went out, and he was in a team huddle, and he pulled his head back, and his eyes were rolled to the back of his head.
Wow. Oh, dude.
Oh, he done caught the Holy Ghost. in there.
He's summoning spirits. Oh, shit.
Shit, he better do
You
that
know,
again.
you know, you're African.
He better do that again.
If you gonna sell your soul, why not for an NBA championship?
Right.
You
He
see what
like,
I'm
fuck
saying?
it. If I do this, he pulled the Bernie Mac.
He's got an NBA championship.
I mean,
he
with
got
the,
one
with the
already.
Pacers though, then he'll probably be one of the best Pacers of all time.
Definitely.
He done-
Definitely.
Look.
He's selling this.
Man,
soul.
think about it. Pascal bring that chip. Why wouldn't he be the best pacer of all time?
They gonna still say Reggie Miller. For
I
some
mean,
strange
Reggie
reason.
Miller may have the history, but he
But then he
ain't
still
never
got
brought him
PG
no
too.
chip.
Right.
Paul George.
Yeah, but they ain't bring him no chip.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, man. He's summoning. He's summoning.
He's
spirits.
summoning demons.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Yeah, we will.
That was hard though.
Appreciate you guys rocking with us. What was that?
I'm gonna try to put my
Mr.
foot-
Daddy, sir, holla
I'm
at
gonna
your
try to put my
boy.
foot in your ass tomorrow, boy.
Pause. That's crazy.
Ooh.
Wow.
Mr. Daddy, so hit me on all platforms.
You know, as usual, Boosie Collins 98, all platforms. You see him.
At Ironwood Clipper Hands with a Z.
All right. And of course, I am Swill. Appreciate you guys rocking with us tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, hit those like, subscriptions, all the things. Thank you. It was a vibe. It was real. This is the panel. They call me Swill. And we will see you guys very, very, very soon.
Doses.